What's going on, everybody? I'm making this video because I feel like there's not a lot of things going on with Marathon, like explaining. I feel like there's a lot more complaining, and I think a lot of people's expectations are a lot higher because of the competition with ARC Raiders. I personally think that, it's good to try new games out and not force yourself to hate things and force yourself to find excuses to belittle a game, especially if you don't play it. I enjoy both games. I think there's things that Marathon offers that Arc Raiders should have, like navigating through consumables. Should not be in just one separate inventory. I should be able to do it within my own inventory space. I don't like menu gameplay. Like that kills my momentum. It kills my flow state. That to me is like a really like annoying thing to do. Like I don't want to go inside my inventory and put it into my consumable slot. I feel like looting augments are just like the only thing you should be rocking, but I'm forced to use defender augments, which I have more space for my consumables while I'm in fights, and especially handling arc, which is very overwhelming to handle. I'm gonna get into that like comparison into a separate video. Right now I want to talk about the UI situation that a lot of people are complaining about, that is too complex for people. I feel like it's a lot less complex than people make it. I feel like Arc Raiders has set the bar with like a really simple UI, and it's more like picture books for people now. So I'm making this video to explain how I manage my entire loadout. Okay, so obviously these big boxes right here should always usually be weapons. These right here are usually meant for like anything that has salvage is usually meant to like trade. Where you trade is in the armory, usually barter wares, where it says barter wares. This is where you use resources to trade. And if you don't have these unlocked, then don't worry, you probably unlock it later on. Right now we have limited access because we are in the server slam, so we should not be worried about this at all. First things first, we put on a gun. This button right here, you can't see it, but usually the button right next to right here is like a swap weapon. This is so that way you could equip mods, chips and stuff like that on a specific weapon that you want to do, instead of like, transferring over from holding it and putting it onto the weapon. Okay, we're gonna put two guns on out of two different ammo types. So we have one of light, which is this right here, light rounds, and this one right here, which is heavy rounds. Okay, so scrolling down, we have these right here. Okay, these are implants. Depending on like the type of playstyle that you want, two things you need to look out for. There's the stats and the perk that's on top of it. Okay, the perk is that's like the second thing I look for. Okay, it could be the first one if you do not care about stats, but I personally love looking at the stats because that's what makes my character. For example, I am playing Vandal. She is speed. I need to look for agility. So I look for things that are agility based. I don't have anything for helmet, unfortunately. Okay, let's say for example, heat capacity, right? That's really good. Hardware, you want that for like destroyer, obviously. I think, like you see here, negative agility. I don't want that. I want to ignore stuff like that. This is shields though, so don't worry about that. This, you definitely want to read these. You have two different heal shields, which is the enhanced shield implants. There's protector V1, and then there's the reinforced shields V1. This will keep you alive from one-shot sniper shots in the head, especially anything past that, which is the blue shields, obviously. If you're using something like this, you will get downed by a one-shot sniper. I will tell you that, because I'm not gonna lie, the long shot, the reason why it one-shots is because they're using increased stopping power, which is very, very good against runners. Okay, anything that takes MIPS rounds, you're going to mess somebody up with this thing. Okay, going back to the implants, definitely look at the stats. You want to read the stats. The second thing you want to look at is the perks of like over it. So if you combine, say, look at this for example, second wind. This would be good for Vandal if the stat was also agility. So if I had agility and second wind on my legs, this would cook. And the stats is noticeably different. You definitely want to read on this. I do agree that the UI definitely needs some change, at least a little bit of some difference, because out of dodge and tag, I don't have tag right now, but they both look the same. But this is where reading level, you know, shines. You know, you need to read. These are really important. You don't necessarily need them. There's gray ones that you could put on if you know, if you want to frag out, you can. These are your grenades. You want to put that in your equipment slot. You could also hold an equipment slot into your backpack. These right here, okay, this seems to be a big issue for a lot of people. I used to do this a lot. X means you don't have a weapon that is currently equipped to like swap into those, but these right here where it has like the enter, you could enter these right here by pressing left trigger. But guess what? You don't have to do that. If you hold Y while you're in this menu, right, you get to inspect and modify every gun, okay? Anything that is not equipped onto like other things, you could go from the vault and then increase and swap it from the vault into here, especially putting things in. And then you could also read the stats in here as well. You definitely want to read the stats if you want more recoil, but more aim assist, you can. For this gun, I feel like you definitely need more less recoil. These are your ammo types, okay? Standard ammo doesn't do anything, just holds a lot of bullets, okay? Vault shells. These are meant to build heat on like a target, which is really good. This is what you stop characters like Vandal from like aping the shit out of you. You overheat targets. It also works against AI. Heavy rounds, these are meant for like PvE, UESC. Anything that's UESC that is meant for just specifically PvE enemies, okay? Heavy rounds, this doesn't necessarily mean you can't use it. I frag out with the repeater HPR. Okay, this actually really slaps. You could actually potentially 2-bang a runner with this thing, but it's really, really good against UESCs. Vault ammo, vault of batteries. So the thing is with these, it's kind of like how Arc Raiders is with the energy ammo. So it comes in stacks, but in each one, it refills up to 100%. So it's more like a battery. Like think of like Halo with the plasma rifle, except it has a magazine on it. When you reload it, it'll take out everything. The same thing is like Helldivers with laser guns. It works the same way. There is ways you could slowly regenerate the ammo, and there's things that stack with this, okay? It's pretty good. These, you don't necessarily need to worry about these. These, you can just sell them. You don't really need these. However, if you do read, you could exchange for like faction upgrades, like these spark leaves, for example. If you go over here, you could actually trade biomass, unstable diodes, and this one especially, spark leaves, you get advanced shields, and you could use Tarak seeds, which is really good for advanced shield charges, okay? Another thing I want to note is these things. These are your consumables that are non-heals. These are very important. This is, you can get infected in game, you can get hit by EMPs, you can get hit by poison. This is what saves you, okay? I don't necessarily know if I have most of the stuff in here, but advanced debug, EMP, and hack, maximize firewall for a certain duration. This is also good. You always want to keep at least 1 or 2 of these advanced mechanic kits. There are times where you get hit by a plant and you haven't seen it, you've been immobilized, which is really annoying. It's from the floaty thingies, you get immobilized. Overheating, say you've overheat from spamming abilities and you need something that can get rid of it, you pop that, because it can be pretty annoying. You could also put like a little mechanic kit right here. There's another thing too, antivirus pack. This is good too. I never really see myself using these. There's other ones where like they give you stims, cardio kicks, that's what they're called. You can find them on the map. Anything that is junk, anything low tier, which would be anything below enhanced in that map, even lower than standard, actually lower than standard, you cannot bring home with you. Those are meant to be used in game. This is a sandbox. You're forgetting that these are the people that made Halo. While you're in this world, your world is the sandbox. You need to look through things. Do not spam heals while there's nobody around. Look for things, okay? Because when you're in a fight, you're not going to survive with just regular old patch kits that you found off the ground, okay? When you're done with the fight, look around, look for like these patch kits that are low tier, use those. Don't spam these patch kits, especially with shield recharges. You don't want to do that. It's that simple, okay? Another thing too, when we go to the factions, okay? Let's go here. Your factions, let me go to upgrades. Your factions will often try to tell you that you need some of this stuff, unstable lead. If you hover over it, it'll tell you where you can get these, okay? You can find them in the first map. They'll drop from like the tentacle things, but you'll find a lot of these in Dire Marsh. Read, people. This is no more holding hands. You have to read. And if the pictures aren't as simple enough, I mean, you do have like all your stats right here with the build. So if you go to Vault and you want to check out the loadout, you go here, select your shell, you can customize it, you can check out the entire build right here. And if you hover over it, it'll tell you exactly what each stat does. And agility seems to be like the best one for Vandal. This is how you increase your movement speed and jump height. You're complaining about clunkiness. You start from 0 and you have to make it to 100. Look at these stats. Look at all of this, okay? It is not the game, it is you. That's it for the explanation I wanted to do. Honestly, your loadout should honestly kind of just look more like this. You want to bring like one key, you know, maybe you find like a thing, you want to open it, you know, you take light rounds with you. You want to take heavy rounds. Honestly, the repeater doesn't really need that much. This is a pretty simple loadout. This is honestly what it should look like, okay? I mean, you could put shields in here too, more cores and implants. Just to top it off, you go to the armory if you want to get like the stats that you really want to after completing like the quest and stuff. I will be making another video how to do solo runs. Very, very easy on perimeter. I'm not very comfortable with Dire Marsh because Dire Marsh seems to be more on the competitive side, especially with the snipers. It's very bad. Bad in a sense of like you will die. Like the snipers in Dire Marsh is ridiculous. But yeah, that's the video I wanted to make. Peace out, boys.